Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. This will be taken to the back of the end zone, and no run. First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Tonight, it's the NFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Arizona Cardinals and the Detroit Lions. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Tonight, it's the NFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Arizona Cardinals and the Detroit Lions. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wild card game. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Try the right side here. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And they'll go on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
No. Check. Patriot. Watch him now, Barney. Detroit.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. And he fields it cleanly. Terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Leopard!
He'll look to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 23 yards on the play. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. He'll drop to throw. Now he'll escape to his right, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know.
He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Lions are going to take a first quarter lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll run it now out of the gun. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll look to throw. Steps away to it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll have it past midfield, almost to the 40, before being taken down. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now they'll run it on the toss. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
On play action, they'll throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A gain of 39 that time.
Detroit!
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football, and they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They're going to run this with a tight end. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Calling a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great effort there, taking it in. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. Extra point forthcoming. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll set up to throw, and he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2. Back to throw here. Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Now a handoff looking right. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
Watching that, Barney! Watching that, Barney! Watching that, Barney! Detroit!
Now back to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
Set! 3-19! 3-19! Gone!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. but they don't get it. And now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken at about the 14. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now they try the right side here. He finds an opening past the 40. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. That good for 22 and a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
Well, they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Right back to him on first down. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Looking to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover two, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They're going to look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or 2 to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with, but it's 2nd down. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Hurry up, here we go. 3.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll drop to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And now the Cardinals are going to use another timeout, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Leopard!
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Wide open receiver, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And this is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, complete. It's Barnes. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. He'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll set up a throw. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Reuben Foster able to drop him for a loss of a couple. They'll throw now on the final play. And it is caught. Touchdown, Detroit, in for the score. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done. Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all that had to happen, but when time's running down, sometimes your brain compresses a little bit too. They showed great poise, understanding of situation, making sure they got to the end zone in order to complete that pass and take a nice momentum into the locker room. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Back 99, Philly, here we go.
They'll look to throw here. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Detroit! Detroit!
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Cardinals turning that interception into a touchdown.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to get this deep onto Arizona's side of the field. It's a big play there for the Lions. And even 60 yards. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. In for the score. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. Able to slither by. And he finally runs out of gas, but not before he's inside the 10-yard line.
Similar to golf, you never want to count a score before it actually happens, but you have to figure. They thought they were going to get 6 on that play. Great effort to keep them out of the end zone, but a big-time return.
Breaking the huddle, 1st and goal as the return team has set him up with golden field position.
Watching that, Barney, Barney.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12.
Set, 3-19. 3-19. Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They do get 6, but they've still got some work to do on 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Play clock hit 0. Don't know what went wrong there, Charles, but it's going to cost them 5 yards.
Has to be some organization from the sideline. Sometimes when you're trying to decide on what play to send in, the play caller has to move a little bit faster.
How crucial will those 5 yards be? We'll see as they come up again here, 3rd and goal.
Set, green 39. Green 39.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. And now out is the Cardinal field goal team here. And this one is right through. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere. Forced them to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere. It made them kick a field goal. That almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out now come the Lions. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 40. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his 2nd interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him 3 on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 7.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
And Allen's got it. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a handoff looking right. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 7.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Leopard! Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone! 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 Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Over! 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 Over!
He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down inbounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet? Not just straight down, but back, because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. So here come the Lions now. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here and admit it.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And put a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 4th down.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. The Lions turned away on 4th down. Then the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now they'll run it on the toss. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers, running a quick slant or something like that.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And this one is right down Broadway. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? Under pressure, they got him again. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit him with a screen soon.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The Lions on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and a mile. That's going to be caught by Samuel. The ball comes out, and this is recovered by the Cardinals. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. He'll look to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And as a result, their playoff run may end right here. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Set. 3-19.
Now they try the right side here. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
If this was boxing, you think maybe they would have thought about stopping this one because this defense has been bruised, it's been battered, but this is why they keep the fight going, right? They just got done with a really nice play, showing they still got a little bit left, don't they?
Haven't had many plays that they can clip, put in the film room, and smile about, but, hey, there's one.
Clip and save.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
He'll get it up the middle, and they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Well, 1 win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Detroit.